Now we start from U.S. U.S. President Donald Trump has said that he could order Israeli forces to retake withdrawn areas of Gaza and wipe out Hamas, but is holding back to give a fragile ceasefire a chance to hold. While speaking at the White House, Trump has stated the following.
I mean, we've had countries calling me when they saw some of the killing with Hamas, saying we'd love to go in and take care of the situation ourselves. In addition, you have Israel would go in 2 minutes if I asked them to go in. I could tell them, go in and take care of it. But right now we haven't said that. We're going to give it a little chance, and hopefully there will be a little less violence. But right now, you know, they're violent people. Hamas has been very violent. But they don't have the backing of Iran anymore. They don't have the backing of really anybody anymore. They have to be good. And if they're not good, they'll be eradicated.
He has warned that if Hamas breaks the deal, the United States or its partners would act decisively and quickly. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced that it will meet with U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance during his upcoming visit to Israel on October 21st. Today, speaking to Israel's parliament in the Knesset, Netanyahu has highlighted plans to address security challenges and explore political opportunities with Vance. Now for this discussion, we welcome Peter Baum. He's a foreign editor at Weekly Blitz, joins us live from London. Thank you, Peter, for joining us again. Good to see you. Peter, now looking at this fragile state of phase one of the ceasefire deal, do you think that they are ready to move to phase two?
Not yet. The Sunday ceasefire, from all the analysis that I've now been able to gather, was definitely launched by Hamas and killing 2 Israeli soldiers. Israel responded by killing something like 20 to 40 Hamas operatives, we don't know the exact number, and bombing some terror tunnels. Trump allowed Israel to do as much damage as she could in a very short space of time, with the caveat that all fires must stop within 24 hours, which it did. So Trump allowed Israel flexibility to respond, and now the last information I had was another body of an Israeli hostage was returned, and that Trump and the Israeli authorities have said, no, they must all the remaining hostages must be returned in one go. Now Hamas will try and stall this. So to answer your question, are we ready for stage 2? Not yet. It is very possible that another outbreak, violation of the ceasefire will occur. We hope not, but certainly at the moment, stage 2 is not yet ready to be implemented.
So, Peter, why the haste in this, and how might the upcoming meeting between Prime Minister Netanyahu, Netanyahu and U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance influence the current talks on this phase 2 for the phase 2 and regional security policies? Well,
now, again, a very good question, especially the latter part, regional security, because the meeting of the American senior people in the American administration to Israel will naturally be focused on Gaza, but there's some other factors at play here. It's clear that Lebanon, Syria and Saudi are on the cusp of joining the Abraham Accords. That issue will almost certainly form part of the agenda too. And if that can be given a boost by 1, 2, or even all of those 3 parties, highly unlikely, committing to the Abraham Accords, that would create the conditions necessary to ensure that phase 2 was implemented sooner rather than later. Bear in mind, Hamas are trying everything in its dwindling power to stay relevant. The attack and the killing of 2 Israeli soldiers confirmed that they are not yet ready to give up their arms, and they still pose a military threat. And it is that where Egypt and Turkey, not Iran anymore, Iran incredibly having backed Hamas with weapons, with people, with funding, with political support and media support for decades, are no longer in the picture. And the real influential players now are Egypt and Turkey. And if they can convince Hamas to go one stage further in de-weaponizing, then the conditions would be right for phase 2 to be implemented. But that is really out of Netanyahu's hands. It's up to the American administration to pressure both Egypt and Qatar to pressure Hamas.
Thank you very much, Peter, for sharing that insight. Please stay with us as we stay on this topic now. Now, Israel has confirmed